In here is Sue Brinkmeyer, and she is with the, she has served as the chair of the Ventura Social Services Task Force, and it's a faith subcommittee from 2011 to 2013, and is currently the interim director of Lift Up Your Voice at the Unitarian Church of Ventura.
Homelessness when I moved to Ventura, or really to Oxnard, in 2009, joined the Unitarian Universalist Church of Ventura, and they were very active there in issues of homelessness. Soon found myself on the Social Action Committee, joined the Ventura Social Services Task Force, which is the group in the city of Ventura that focuses on ending homelessness. Its members include members of all the service organizations, government representatives, business, private citizens, faith communities. So it's anybody working to end homelessness is there. Found myself chair of that. Just this year, I said, gosh, you know, I live in Oxnard. I should be doing something in my own city, so I became a member of the Commission on Homelessness in the city of Ventura. As a matter of fact, that's why I'm late this evening. I was at a meeting of that commission where we were discussing the fact that we do not yet have in either the city of Oxnard or the city of Ventura any plan for what we're going to do when it rains buckets this winter and people are in our river bottoms being flooded out or sleeping wherever it is that they're trying to find shelter day and night, and we at the moment still don't have any plans. So we are in a crisis situation. And I became the director of Lift Up Your Voice at the Unitarian Universalist Church. So I certainly became laser focused on this one issue. We, as a community together, can do something about it, I'm sure. We have an upcoming event, October 8th, which we hope you all will attend, called Partners for Change, Together We Can End Homelessness. That's at the Poinsettia Pavilion, 6:30 on that evening, where we will be looking at what is it that we as a community together can do to end homelessness. We have a speaker coming from an organization that had PATH, called People Assisting the Homeless, who has been, that organization, working up and down the coast of California in communities very much like ours, where housing is super expensive and there is a very low vacancy rate, 0.8, right, is where we find ourselves in some of our communities, 1.8. They say healthy rate of vacancy is 5%. Well, we're so low down. People have Section 8 vouchers, meaning public support will be given to pay their rent, and they can't find a place to live, even though they can pay market rate. They can't use their vouchers. A year goes by, 2 years goes by, and their voucher gets given to somebody else who also can't find a place to use. It's serious. Homelessness for women out there. I will direct your attention to the photos around the room. I don't know if you've had a chance to read those stories. This is a small part of a project that we did at the Unitarian Universalist Church of Ventura, 2 projects. Back 8 years ago, no, more than that, back in 2004. We did the pictures that you see of individuals. You see over on the left Margot, who became homeless through illness. She developed arthritis so bad that she couldn't continue to work. But she was a very diligent individual, and while she was staying at a transitional housing place we have in Ventura called River Haven, she actually started a business of her own using a generator to run her computer, and managed gradually to get herself some income, but also to, by this point, that illness happened, she wasn't able to pay her rent eventually after she had spent down her entire 401k, right? And but managed through work, and I think through the auspices of the Ventura County Agency on Aging, because she's quite senior, actually ended up eventually in senior housing. But so women, well, we all can get an illness. For Margot, it was extreme arthritis. The individual there not wanting to show her face, I like that picture because it's hard to admit you're homeless and then to be scorned by the individuals you see, because most of us see the homeless and turn away because we don't know what to say. We're afraid they're going to ask for money. We don't know how to help for any number of reasons. We've been told, oh, anybody who's homeless doesn't want help. They're not really homeless. They're just going to use what they're asking you for to go buy alcohol. All sorts of reasons that we've been told that cause us to turn away. So she's not wanting to have her face shown on screen. She simply was living with someone. That individual left her. She didn't have money for rent. She hadn't been the worker in the household. She'd been the stay-at-home. And there she was, on the street, very spotty work history and hard to get a job. She ended up on the street for 9 years before she worked her way out. These pictures are taken back in 2004, so I actually know some of the history of these human beings. The other two are much, probably, I think, more typical of what I hear out in talking with people in the homeless community, in that they're victims of domestic violence, victims, and escaping that. So we have that family that lived in their car, the mother and her 13-year-old son, until they could get taken in by the Salvation Army. Yay. And, that's the Salvation Army down there. I recognize their Salvation Army transitional living facility. So that one actually ended up at River Haven, that one which is a lovely, it's a tent community which was transformed into domes, which are now falling down and needing assistance, but it's run by Turning Point and very, very successful at helping people work their way out of homelessness. It's not an easy or a quick process. So vulnerability ends any of us in homelessness, and sometimes we women are a tad bit more vulnerable, either because of the domestic violence or because of not having been a worker all our lives, as someone has kind of paid the rent and then they're gone. So those are some of the stories, and I'll let others